Some grown folk conversation. I read a post by a woman who was saying that her husband, he had cheated. He was unfaithful, and he actually had moved the woman that he was having the affair with to the same city and had gotten her a job in their city. And despite this affair that had been going on for a couple of years, she said she wanted to be the catalyst for his change. She wanted him to be a godly man and that she refused to give up on her marriage. And I remember reading it. I won't even go into what the comments said. I remember reading it and I thought, well, does he want to change? What did he say? Did he say, baby, you got my back like that? Oh, I'm going to be good to you. You a good wife. Or did he say, oh, she's going to stay with me and she's not going to hold me accountable? I'm good. She never gave any indication of the status of the affair or if he had stopped or where he was. These were all nonverbal agreements that she had come up with herself, things that she had decided to do. Now, I do know that she had not discussed it with him because that part was made clear in the post. Y'all, self-sacrifice isn't bad. You should do it. You know, marriage is about a lot of sacrifice, and it's not bad when it benefits someone else, and it's not to your downfall. You know, the problem is that when folks feel cornered and they feel like there's no way out, they will just tap out and just nail themselves. Like her, she can't stop make him having an affair. So then she says, well, I'll just surrender myself. I have to give in. Well, when you give in and then you remain in the dynamic, you remove the negotiations. Let me give you a story. I worked with a woman and her husband for a couple of years, actually. And he was openly having an affair. He would go on vacations with his mistress and his wife knew. This went on for years. The only time that he would put the I was hesitant to even call it an affair because it went on for such a long time, for over 5 years. But the only time he would put it on pause is when his wife got pregnant. If his wife was pregnant, he would pause it. So, and she tried to tell herself, if I don't see this woman, she doesn't matter. It doesn't exist. I'm tearful. I'm upset. I'm depressed. I feel devalued, but I'm going to stay in this marriage, but I better not see her. And then one day, she did see her. She saw her husband with the woman in a restaurant. You know, and I recall that one of the problems that she had with seeing them together in the restaurant was that it was close to their house. Because she felt like, hey, you know, I should be safe. I should have like, you know, a parameter around me that would be a no-go zone. But you brought her to my hood? How could you? You brought her to a restaurant that we go with our own family? But now how do you set this up for change? You went along with it for years. He's been going on vacations with this woman. He goes to see the woman. You know where he's at. And then you set up this boundary. I better not see her. And then you do see her. Now what? Now what is your boundary going to be? You gave in to the whole setup. You can't problem solve with the person who you told, well, we'll just work it out with no workout plan. That's dead. And in that instance, she shot it down. Her workout plan was, as long as I don't see her, you can do whatever it is that you want. And then when she saw her, what? Now he doesn't get to do what he wants anymore? He's not trying to hear that. You know, and other folks concede and wave the white flag so you can tell the person, after all I did for you, this is how you treat me. Now they want to be paid an emotional debt. You know, some folks struggling to pay their monthly bills. Now they got to pay feeling debt too. And these same people will tell you, look, You accepted the choice. You accepted knowing that I was taking shorts and I was bending over backwards for you. So you participated. You were cool with it. So you owe me. And some of y'all are, because I've heard you say it, yeah, but I ain't tell you to do all of that for me. And if you did all of that, well, then that's on you. And then they still come back. You saw it. You accepted it. You knew it wasn't easy for me to do. I was stepping outside of myself, and you were cool. You approved. And so, hey, since you approved, you gotta pay up. And then this is a debt that just keeps rolling over, like rollover minutes on a phone. And you know what? It doesn't even matter whether or not I'm right, because I don't believe you owe them anything. But this is what people feel, what they believe. This is what it will look like. And if you don't want this in your space, when you see someone going out of their way and you don't want to pay that mental debt, halt them. Negotiate what you're comfortable seeing them do and what shorts you're willing to see someone take for you. Because if you're good with watching someone go to some major lengths for the good of you and you don't reciprocate it, or you've done something for them to feel betrayed or deceived in some way, I don't even care if you did, if they believe you did, look for this scenario to play out just like I said, like a Broadway show. They're going to call you selfish. Got to set boundaries on both ends to prevent this. Set boundaries on how much you're going to sacrifice. Set boundaries on how much I'm going to sit here and watch you give up. No. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's too much. That's too much. Because people self-sacrifice because they're afraid of the outcome. I'm afraid of being alone. I'm afraid of what people are going to say. I'm afraid of my kids not having a father. I'm afraid of not being able to pay the bills. I'm afraid of being divorced. I'm afraid no one's going to want to marry me, with children. And the way that you want to manage this fear is by managing the situation and going along by giving in. Okay, so I'm just gonna stay here in this situation and I don't have to deal with my issue. No, your fear has caged you. You're people pleasing, so someone else won't do anything to let you know that they're not pleased with you. I'm just going to go along. I'm going to do the go along so we can get along. And you're in that way, if you don't like something that I did, I don't have to worry about hearing it because, I'm not doing anything to rattle the waters. Man, that is so not going to get you what it is that you want from people. Folks will see you make all of those sacrifices like that and will walk out on you just as show as doo-doo stank. People will even lose respect for you. They will decide, hey, I can't be with someone who does that. I can't trust you. You don't have any boundaries. You didn't have any boundaries with me. So I don't even trust my love with you. Be generous and be a giver, but don't give up you. All right, y'all let me know what you think in the comments. As always, you can find us at www.thatclaycouple.com.